Hello, corporeal creatures and non-corporeal creatures. Oh, and Dan Merle, who just walked through the door. After a several weeks long hiatus, we are back. I'm joined as always by Trevor. How are you doing, Trevor?
I'm doing good. I'm excited to be back. This is fun. Hopefully the show will be fun.
I mean, when is it not?
That's very fair. Just, we'll do our best. We'll do our best. Hello Garth, hello Cam.
So good to see everybody. I'm so glad that people stuck with us during this period of inactivity.
Yes, for sure. So, yeah, well, we can talk about what we'll obviously be talking about the Batman. We can talk about what we have been watching over the past little bit. But yeah, this will be fun. I'm excited. So, do you have any more preamble?
Let's see. The ghost in our house did some weird stuff while we were gone, and I'd like to thank it for freaking out Dan's mom. So there's a win there.
Cool.
I mean, mostly it freaked out me, but that's fine.
Yeah, divert the attention though.
Exactly. I'd also like to thank TSA for not being quite as mean to me this trip. So thanks for that.
Love you, TSA.
We're starting out we're setting the bar real low. I'm really excited for this. People don't come here for a polished product. If they did, they'd come here and then they'd leave.
Yes. Hello, Brandon. Hello, Blake. Hello, Maddie. Hello, Andrew. We the people, the preamble. Yep. We the people of the USA.
So I'd like to thank Tropical Smoothie Cafe for providing me with dinner, and Dan Merle for going and getting it for me.
Hashtag not an ad.
Yeah, we are not sponsored, but Tropical Smoothie, if you'd like to sponsor me, I will take your money and your smoothies.
Yes. You can pay me and I will still take your food.
I mean, isn't that how sponsorships work? Don't they pay you to say nice things, and they're also like, here's a free version of our nice things, so that way you'll say nice things about our nice things.
Yeah. I mean,
yeah.
I think
call me Tropical Smoothie.
Yeah, come on, Tropical Smoothie.
I'll have my people call your people if it must go that way.
Your people being Sir Pounce and Muffin.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll need a translator, but it'll work. All right. Well, we do have.
Now that we're done ambling.
Cool. I mean, the whole show is kind of ambling, but not Steven Spielberg's entertainment company. The thing that you do. So we that was a cat noise.
He's a good boy.
So we have a couple of goals set up. At $15, we will do a Batman letterboxd game where I believe one Dan Merle will be joining us.
Yeah, but only one. I wish I had more than one, but he's the only one I got.
Yep. the one singular Dan Merle, not Dan Merles, a singular Dan Merle. And so we'll be doing a fun Batman, a letterboxd, a game. It'll be fun. It's like our previous franchise letterbox games. I mean, it'll be fine. Also at $30, Mara is going to do something. Would you like to?
Yes. So we were discussing that for next week's episode, if we reach that goal, that I will be baking something, some sort of something. I don't know what yet, but something.
Sure. All right. So, all right. So, let's I think the first thing that we are going to do is announce some of the Basement Award nominees. The last of the Basement Award nominees after a bit of a break from talking about them. So, we have all the big categories. We have some other stuff: debut director, breakout performance, voice performance, youth performance, etc. Overlooked film, and then I believe cinematography and editing still left. Right, Mara? I think we haven't announced those.
I believe that's right. Yes.
Okay. All
Oh,
right.
by the way, we wow. Okay, hold on one second. I'm copying and pasting something for you, Trevor.
Okay.
Sorry, guys. I can only use
Smiling.
my mouse right now because I have a cat. All right. This is so interesting, I know.
Yeah, I know. Riveting content, everybody.
It would also help if I if I had my glasses on because it's super hard to see my screen right now, but I don't like wearing my glasses because I'm a baby.
All right. So, Garth donated $15. He says, "Bring on Dan." There's a double D on the Dan. I'm not sure if that was intentional. For the Letterboxd game, welcome back. Thank you.
Well, thank you so much. It is good to be back, and honestly, I think we should just change Dan's name to have a silent D,
Good
in
Dan.
addition to the regular D.
I'm good with that. All right. Okay. And then I think we also have an announced animated documentary or international, correct?
I believe that's correct. Yes.
Okay. So but we did do all the genre categories. Yeah. Okay. I'm very much forgetting. Voting has started on the winners, I will say. So I'm forgetting which we haven't announced, but if I announce more than once, whatever. But some of the last nominees before we get into the Batman conversation. Best overlooked film. We have Antlers, Come On, Come On, The Green Knight, 9 Days, Shiva Baby, and Titan. Clap, clap, clap.
Very exciting.
Best documentary. Billie Eilish, The World's a Little Blurry. Flea, The Rescue. Vengeance for that. See if I can make that work. The Sparks Brothers and Summer of Soul.
What a great lineup there.
Yeah, 100%. Best international film, El Planeta, which everybody should go watch. Nobody watched this movie, and everybody should. It's a beautiful ode to yeah, it's great. Sorry. To pivot away from Mortal Kombat, El Planeta is a great ode to French New Wave cinema in modern time, but also Mortal Kombat.
So they're basically the same. Got it.
Basically, yeah. Mortal Kombat was more part of the Soviet montage era, all right. Very, very Battleship Potemkin. Best international film, El Planeta, Flea, A Hero, Lamb, Titan, and Worst Person in the World. Also, what a great lineup.
Yeah. Seriously, it's one of those almost like you can't be upset at who wins. You can just be maybe a little sad your favorite didn't win.
Yeah. Best animated film, Demon Slayer, Mugen Train. Did I do that right?
Mugen.
Thank you. Encanto, Flea, The Mitchells vs. the Machines, and Paw Patrol the movie, because it's actually great, everybody.
It really is. Like, especially, I don't know if anybody that's watching does have kids, but Trevor, as you've pointed out, it has some really, really great messaging for kids.
Yeah, no, 100%. It deals with mental health in a really interesting way that we should be doing in children's movies. Also, Maddie Gunner just has my favorite comment of the stream so far. Worst person in the world. They did a Jared Leto biopic. I applaud you. Probably one of my favorite. I'm gonna shamelessly plug my channel. One of my favorite reactions to nominations is myself maniacally cackling when Jared Leto was snubbed, because
it was quite something.
It was very funny because I was not having that. Also, King Richard just won the ACE for editing, and I'm very confused.
Oh, by the way, I have to show you something. I can't right now. I might be able to if I can ever move. We got sent something really, really, really cool from the Mitchells versus the Machines and from The Power of the Dog, and you're going to be very jelly. And normally, I know I don't do that to you, but I'm going to do that to you.
Okay. Is there a price? Not knowing what the item is.
It's two pieces of art. that we were sent that are quite
Okay.
nice. Oh, someone also sent us liquor, which I love when everyone sends liquor.
I will
Because
not
I'm
be
an
paying
adult
for that.
and I am of age, and also I don't abuse the product. So I'm not saying anything that's inappropriate to say around you, Trevor, because you know your limits and you know how old you are. So there.
I am 29. All right. Best editing. We have best, best edit. I've told you I'm Benjamin Button. Best editing. We have what is it?
Ooh, I
I
did
did
not.
not.
I'll go watch it.
I need to
Sometimes I
now.
miss it, but we were driving last night at that time, so I wasn't here to see it.
What was I doing? Oh, I was watching Fresh, which we'll talk about later. All right. Best editing. Shiva Baby, The Sparks Brothers, The Suicide Squad, Tick Tick Boom, Titan, and The Worst Person in the World. Great lineup. Also, they all start with S or T.
They do. I didn't notice that. It's kind of fun and just for no reason whatsoever. Just fun.
No. Mitchell's vs. Machines and Power of the Dog are two very different movies, arguably. All right. Best cinematography. Dune, The Green Knight, Nightmare Alley, Spencer, The Tragedy of Macbeth, and West Side Story, which I might watch again tonight when we're done with the show. Disney Plus. Brendan Marr
I might
donated
listen to the soundtrack to Tick Tick Boom while I try to unpack because my goal is to unpack the day that we get home. If not, it will not get done for 3 weeks, and then I'm going to be basically packing again. So there's no point in ever taking the luggage and putting it away.
Briefly, so Brendan Marr donated $5, and I'm going to read out his comment in just a second. But I've been keeping track of how many times that I've listened to the Tick Tick Boom soundtrack in full. We're going to do a quick Price is Right game. I want everybody to try and guess how many times I've listened to the Tick Tick Boom soundtrack.
I have a guess. It was the first number that came in my head. It may be grotesquely too much, but it's the first number that came in my head.
Okay.
I'm gonna wait till anyone in the chat chimes in though, because
anybody. Well, actually, while we're waiting for people in the chat to chime in, I want to read Brendan's. Brendan, he donated $5. Thank you so much. Here's some money because you guys are awesome. I mean, I don't know how I'll write that off on taxes, but Mara, you're one of my favorite competitors in the league, and I can't wait to see what this year has in store for you. Echoed. Trevor, you have such an amazing taste in film, especially for someone your age. Thank you. I try.
Ooh, you know what? That makes me really want to. I'm going to see if I can get it. I think a lot of people know that the Schmodown tapes a lot of things in advance. And so it's possible that I may have already filmed something. I couldn't possibly imagine what it would be, but it could have been something. And of course, I had to get in costume for it. And so I do have a photo that would kind of be a little bit more. I know I gave a tease on Twitter about what I'm going to be doing this year, but I might have a photo I can show. But technically, Dan has it and I don't, but I might be able to get it. So that's a solid maybe.
Do we want to set a donation goal on that? I mean, we're already at 20.
Well,
I'm good with it.
You know what? If we get more donations that support me doing that, that's great. If we don't, I'm still going to probably do it anyway, as long as I get it. So no pressure, everybody. It's just nice to see everybody back and see you guys in the chat and see that Garth definitely might have overbid a bit, but you know what? I don't care. I appreciate the fact that he thinks you like it that much.
I mean, I do like it quite a bit. Yes, thank you. This is great. Love all the engagement. Brennan says 33. Garth says 80. Cam says 23. 123 Narnia says 30. Maddie says 69. I don't know what that is. So, Mara, what is your guess?
My guess was 16.
Ooh, my age. Cam was the closest. It is 27 times.
Whoa.
That I have listened to it. Plus, I've watched the film 6 times. So actually, Brennan has the number of the soundtrack plus film with 33.
Oh, that's true. So hey, winner again. Like it's like Brennan's just like a winner at everything now.
Yeah, I mean, can't stop losing. All right, back to this. Best original. I will recede back into my stage persona. Best original screenplay. Annette. Come on. Mass. Pig. Titan, The Worst Person in the World.
This is a pretty tight category too.
Yeah, yeah. Can't wait to nominate Cha Cha Real Smooth next year, and after Young and Adapted.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think? He says, I mean, I listened to Sorry for Tonight 883 times last year.
I saw that one too. I was going to tell you, but
Yeah, I was probably up around like 50 or so that I listened to the song. Listened to it quite a
I've
bit.
said it so many times. I was so worried the very first time I was listening to it because I wanted to love it
Mhm.
legitimately and not be like, I really,
Love it.
it's got so much promise or something like that. And I was like, oh my God, thank goodness he's amazing.
Yeah,
Oh, I'm so happy that he's actually really, really great.
agreed. Garth says Pig is my favorite. Yeah. And yeah, we will do the just like Sundance. We'll open. I don't know how many categories up, but we'll have the audience prize plus the jury prize. So
Yes.
that'll be fun. Adapted screenplay, Coda, In the Heights. There's a story behind that one. The Power of the Dog, Shiva Baby, Tick Tick Boom, and West Side Story.
What a year, man.
Yeah. So we had Coda, Power of the Dog, Shiva Baby, Tick Tick Boom, West Side Story. Um, we we couldn't decide on a sixth movie for adapted screenplay. So Mara and I we spent like probably around an hour putting together a bracket of 32 adapted screenplays that we hadn't nominated yet, and then we worked together to make a bracket of all of them going through. And In the Heights barely squeaked in over, I think it was like The Last Duel, The Humans, Passing. Yeah, it was a fun time, but In the Heights ended up getting it. Best debut director, Fran Kranz, Mass, aka the guy from Cabin in the Woods, as Mara informed me. Lin-Manuel Miranda, Tick Tick Boom. Ed Sonoda, 9 Days. Michael Sarnowski, Pig. Emma Seligman, Shiva Baby.
Like, there's so many amazing first features in this
Oh yeah,
category. Like, so
and
amazing. They should all be, they're all winners.
we didn't even nominate like the top 2 Gold Derby ones for DGA, Rebecca Hall and Maggie Gyllenhaal. So like, it was a great year. It was a really great year.
It's so
Best
surprising that, we're still very, pun intended, healthily involved in the COVID-19 pandemic and that we were still able to see so many fantastic movies this year. Because this year is in the 2021 awards year, but like 2020 was sad. It was real sad.
Yeah, I mean, there's like there wasn't as many movies, but 2020 had some great films. But 2021 just like was an incredible year.
Oh
Like
yeah.
I found I found a film that's the more I rewatch it now that it's on Hulu, the more it climbs up my all time rankings because I have to do all time rankings. It's now to number 8, which is Teton. But
Wow, that's amazing.
since it's came out on Hulu, yeah, I'm absolutely obsessed with it. I've been writing my first college paper on yeah. I've
I
been
just
doing
remember how happy you were that Dan and I finally had the time to sit down and watch it because I
yeah.
feel like there was a part of you that would never have been complete if you hadn't known that I saw that movie and that I liked it as well.
It is not going to be for everybody, but I am going to try to force everybody I know to watch it. Because
Honestly, though, one of the great things about movies, even divisive ones, like for example, The Batman, there's a lot of, divisive conversation about it. And I
yeah,
think that as long as that conversation is done with mutual respect and not to diminish another person's emotional connection to the movie, whether it's that you like it or you don't like it, that makes movies even more interesting because you can understand even more about why you do like something when someone talks about why they don't like something or vice versa. So even if you show your friends Titan and they don't like it, if you could talk about it with them, it just, I don't know, it enriches the experience. Because even movies I don't like, I like to talk about them with people because I
yeah.
enjoy that I get to have something new to talk about with them.
Yeah, for sure. Like it's it's an experience that I think that everybody should have watching that movie, even if you don't like it. I feel like everybody should have that. Like, yeah. Like for instance with the Batman. I mean, we'll get deeper into it later. I liked it a lot when I walked out of the theater, and the more that I've thought about it over the past 2 days, the less and less I like it. So
No, I'm laughing at Garth. I knew someone was going to ask. what I was using my FaceTime camera when Trevor and I were doing the pre-show because I didn't want to go get the webcam. So Dan was nice and he got me the webcam. So I'm at a slightly different camera angle than I was before. So we had ordered some stuff from Grove Collaborative, which Grove is a company that has a plastic promise. They're going to go try to be like, I think, totally carbon neutral by 2025. So like we got some garbage disposal pods from them that are all natural and some like all natural cleaners. Cause like we don't use things like Windex and whatever, which again, I'm not judging people that do. It's just like we decided that we were going to try to be more eco-friendly with how we purchase our cleaning products. So like our soaps are all these little soap tabs that we just put in water. So we don't have to buy like soap bottles when we need more soap and stuff like that. And they sent us some free hand towel, like paper towels, and some free toilet paper. So it's paper towels and toilet paper is what that is. And I knew someone was going to say it.
I was waiting. Yeah. Okay. Andrew asks, do you think Titan is more off-putting to the casual viewer than Raw? And Mar, you have not seen Raw, correct?
I have not.
Okay.
But now I kind of want to.
It depends. Yeah, it was Julia Ducournau's debut. She's also been directing some of the episodes of M. Night Shyamalan's show. I can't remember what it's called. His Apple TV show.
Oh, I didn't even know that.
Yeah, she's done
so many shows, man.
Episodes. I know. I finally started Succession, and I'm loving it. So.
Oh my gosh! Yay!
I'm gonna try and keep up with stuff for the Emmys this year. So yeah. And I'm probably also going to finally watch Squid Game. So
well, now you'll understand totally why Succession has won so many awards. Especially, for example, like the intro song award. Like, I'm so glad they won that year because that song is amazing.
Also, why is Kieran Culkin not won an Emmy yet for Succession?
He's my favorite Culkin, like always.
I mean, he's my favorite character in the show so far. I mean, I love. Yeah, yeah. But Titan versus Raw, it depends on what you're more sensitive to. Are you more sensitive to cannibalism? Or are you more sensitive to like the Titan stuff? Because it's newer, and I don't, even if you somehow stayed spoiler free, I want you to go in spoiler free. But it depends.
By the way, we figured out that Titan and the Counselor are actually in a shared universe.
Okay, you'll have to explain this more to me later.
There's Cameron Diaz sort of is intimate with a vehicle.
Okay. But yeah, okay. Moving on. Best breakthrough performer. Now we're going to talk about child performers potentially. We have Amelia Jones, Coda. Woody Norman, Come On. Renata Reinsva, The Worst Person in the World. Agathe Roussel, Titan. Rachel Sennott, Shiva Baby. Now we have Best Voice Performance.
I love this category.
Olivia Colman, The Mitchells vs. the Machines. She should be nominated for this and supporting actress instead of for The Lost Daughter. Fight me. Tom Hardy, Venom Let There Be.
I don't want to fight you, Trevor. Number one, you're a very nice person, and you're also so much bigger than I am. And I'm also afraid I'd hurt you.
I'd agree on all three of those. So Tom Hardy, Venom, Let There Be Carnage. Sorry, I couldn't get through that without laughing. Ralph Ineson, The Green Knight. Abby Jacobson, The Mitchells vs. the Machines. And Mark Whitten, Demon Slayer, Mugen Train. I did it right that time, right? Yeah.
Yes. Okay. You have to watch it finally, Trevor. I
will.
I'll watch El Planeta and I'll commit to it by a certain period of time if you will commit to Demon Slayer.
Okay. We'll bargain. Best youth performance. We're almost through all these. Amelia Jones, Coda. Devin McDowell, Annette. I want to say something about Devin McDowell after this briefly.
Okay.
Woody Norman, Come On. Millicent Simmons, A Quiet Place Part 2. Great nomination. Mara.
Mm-hmm.
Rachel Zegler, West Side Story. Even though on the document that Mara sent me, there's a bit of a typo and it says Rachel Zegler, West Side Story.
Ha 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 ha! I'm so sorry. That's funny.
This is the official voting document that was sent out. And you know, Wet Side Story. See, that's a great thing. And Mara, I think that's what Bob Ross would call a happy accident. I think.
Hmm.
Yeah.
By the way, A Happy Accident's also a movie with Vincent D'Onofrio and Marissa Tomei. It's weird, and I like it.
Mara singles division win. Um,
If they ever asked a 5-pointer about happy accidents and that was what won me a singles title, I would just give up. I'd be like, I'll never do anything better than this. It's over.
people I come into Wet Side Story. Wet Side Story is not appropriate for children. Yeah, probably.
That's funny.
Um, yeah. So briefly something about Devin McDowell, and then also another brief thing about so my movie theater experiences. Okay, it's been so weird. So aside from Spider-Man: No Way Home, my like the people in my theater comparing to the box office has made absolutely no sense. Like Spider-Man: No Way Home theater was packed, massive box office. So films like Spencer and West Side Story, which bombed at the box office, I was in a packed theater.
Wow. That's great, though,
For
honestly, that you got to experience it like that.
for films like do or also like Death on Denial, I was in a packed theater, which didn't do amazing at the box office. Like it did fine, I think. But then like the Batman and Uncharted, I had like and Dune, I had like no more than 5 other people.
We saw Dune with a lot of people, and Uncharted was a critic screening, so it wasn't exceptionally full because it was in an enormous IMAX theater in
Okay.
Dallas. And then what was the other one that you said?
The Batman.
Oh, the Batman. Oh, well, Dan and I saw the Batman at the Chinese theater in Hollywood, and it was 100% packed. So I don't know its capacity, but I think it's like 500 people. So
Okay.
we saw it with quite a few people.
Yeah. Yeah. It's just so weird to me that like Spencer was packed and then I go to Uncharted and there's like 2 other people there. Like it's weird. Both of them opening day. Like it's just I don't know what people are doing where I am as far as the movies that they're going to, but like it's not reflect the United States as a whole. Um all right. Also, Devin McDowell absolutely owned this random dude on Twitter, and I loved it.
Oh,
Um
tell me.
So she won, I think, or no, she was nominated for, I think, supporting actress by some critics group, and they announced it on Twitter, and she like thanked them or whatever. And some guy like, I replied and was like, she didn't even do anything. She was there for like 4 minutes of the movie or whatever. And she responded, and I worked harder in for that role than I have ever in my life. And it doesn't matter about like the name, like the length of the role or whatever. It matters like about like what you put into it. And she went on like this whole thing. And like, you know, the ratio of likes was very, very funny. Um,
Nice.
you got absolutely ratioed. Um, but an idea I had is, do we want to go ahead and have our Batman conversation and save the big acting, directing, ensemble, and picture awards for after the Batman combo,
We can absolutely do that.
just so we can get into the Batman. No spoilers,
Yes.
everybody,
Yes.
because it's opening weekend, and understand that not everybody's going to get the chance to see it.
Yes.
So,
Also, I think that before we talk spoilers, I would like to try and see it a second time because
me
much
too.
like Spider-Man No Way Home, it's a long movie and there's a lot to digest. And the first time that I watched both of them, I really just wanted to experience the movie and not be distracted by trying to take notes or like really mentally annotate things that happen or how something is filmed or this that and the other. Like I really just wanted to sit there, be the viewer, and just go for the ride. So I think if it's possible, I would like to try to see it again. And I'm going to bring my notebook and I'm going to take this notebook, actually, the one that I took my Spider-Man No Way Home notes in, um, and I want to be able to break it down and really formulate a clear and concise reasoning for my opinion of the movie rather than just kind of a vague, nebulous, like
Yeah,
my initial reaction, of course, we're going to talk about, but without any spoilers whatsoever. This is a very safe place.
agreed. Like I I have a lot of thoughts about the film. Like I said, the more I've thought about it, the less I like particular elements. Um,
I hope
but
that doesn't have anything to do with what I was talking about, though, because when I read your
oh no,
messages back to me, I was like, oh God, I don't ever want to make someone like something less just because I had a few issues with parts of it. I was like, no, that's the worst thing ever.
no. It was very. It was other thing. It was more the problems that I already had with it. I feel
Mm,
the more I think about it, the worse, the more they detract from the film.
okay, good.
Um,
I mean,
but
obviously, I don't like when people don't like things. That makes me sad, but I'm glad I wasn't responsible.
yeah, yeah. Um, but yeah. So let's just start by saying that the technicals on this film are astonishingly good. I would be willing to lock this in to many Oscars categories. I know it's March, but score, Michael Giacchino, my boy, my favorite composer, crushed it again. Like it was great.
I
Um,
um I think that honestly, he is the closest thing that we will get to John Williams without him actually being John Williams. He is my
yeah,
I mean, John Williams is my favorite composer working because he still technically barely worked. But as far as like active people, Michael Giacchino is my absolute favorite because I mean, Dan and I were talking about it. He's done Star Wars, he's done
yeah,
Star Trek, he's done
Marvel.
Pixar, he's done Marvel, he's done now DC stuff. Like he's done everything, and every single one of those scores just is a banger. They're great.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, he was so good. Also, John Williams, probably going to get another Oscar nom next year for The Fablemans, Spielberg's autobiographical movie, which John Williams has signed on for.
Hey, I as long as it deserves a nomination, I love watching John Williams get recognized for being a modern day Mozart. Because I
Yeah,
mean, I think that film scores are can be just as demanding and creative and beautiful as like Beethoven's Fifth. We
well,
just don't think about them that way because we're kind of conditioned not to. But I mean, John Williams is a modern day magician, truly.
and also like kind of going along with that, if Mozart and Beethoven were alive today, they'd be doing film scores.
Oh, exactly. Yeah.
Like,
100%.
yeah, it's 100%. Also, Garth says his name is pronounced Giacchino on Twitter. So I'll do that. Giacchino. Um, so yeah, I mean the cinematography by Craig Fraser, of Dune, of Lion. I mean,
Oh
so
yeah.
good. The way he uses light in this is just. There's a scene. I don't think this is this spoilery. It might even be a trailer shot. There is a scene where Batman holds a red torch, and I audibly giggled because it was oh, it was so good. It was so good.
One of
Um,
the things that I really love, and this is we've seen in the trailers that there is a vehicle chase of some sort. So
uh-huh,
that's not a spoiler.
uh-huh,
But I
uh-huh.
love that every time that you're looking at the camera angle from the person that he's chasing, the camera angle is always pointed backwards towards
Yeah,
Batman chasing him. And when every time we see a camera angle from Batman's perspective, it's looking forward at that other vehicle. And I
yeah.
love that because like that's literally the visual perspective of those characters because that person he's pursuing is going to be looking back and trying to see what's happening behind him. So I
I
love that when we're following those vehicles that way that they're like really immersing you in what those characters are doing at that moment.
I'll say it. Might be my favorite car chase scene of all time. It was so incredibly immersive.
I
Like,
loved it. I will also say you should watch the car chase from the movie, the Tom Cruise one, Jack Reacher, because it
okay.
also has a fantastically choreographed car chase. I'm not saying it's better
Okay.
than this, but it's one of the best car chases in movies as well.
I also like it's up there with this with Bullet for me.
Mm.
Which is also, I mean, that's an incredibly iconic. Speaking of Spielberg remaking Bullet, very here for that. Um, but yeah,
Stevie Steele, man, he's doing it. He's doing
he's
the
playing
thing.
at this point. He's just playing with his toys. Like he did like he's already done everything. So like at this point, he always wanted to do a musical. His favorite musical of all time is West Side Story. So he did West Side Story. Now he's doing like a Belfast-esque autobiographical film. Like so he's doing that, and then Bullet, one of his favorite action movies growing up. Now he's just remake. Like he's just having fun at this point. It's yeah.
I mean, hey, we
Having
should
fun.
all be so lucky.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
mean, in a way, it's kind of like Robert Pattinson, where it's like, regardless of what you think about the Twilight films, he made enough money that he can go work with the Safdie brothers and he can go do these
Mhm.
like really small movies that are weird characters and that are like really imaginative and get to explore different parts of himself as an actor because he doesn't have to worry about how much they're going to pay him because he has more money than he ever is going to need. And yes, he ends up becoming the Batman, and I thought he did a fantastic job. But
Yeah.
Kristen Stewart is the same way.
Mhm.
Oh, Harry Potter, Daniel Radcliffe, another one.
Mhm.
He made so much money that he can go be a corpse that farts. Like he can do whatever he wants to do. And I mean, that's kind of in a way like the creative freedom that Steven Spielberg has, where it's like, I've literally done all the things, I've gotten some awards, things are wonderful. I'm going to go do what I want to do now. Like, that's amazing. We should all be so lucky.
Yeah, I mean, like with both Pattinson, like Robert Pattinson and Kristen Stewart are quickly becoming two of my favorite actors. Because like their post Twilight eras are just astonishingly good. Like Pattinson, like Good Time, The Lighthouse. I
Yes.
mean, like he's phenomenal as the Batman. Like Kristen Stewart, like I mean, obviously Spencer is like I mean, it's one of my favorite things. Which I got the Blu-ray a couple days ago, and I'm very excited about it.
Oh, cool.
But like other stuff. So here's a quick new segment. Case do recommendations. Um, Personal Shopper is phenomenal. Certain Women by Kelly Reichardt of First Cow. No, some people didn't like First Cow. I quite enjoyed First Cow, and I really like Kelly Reichardt. Um, that one. Seberg is great. Camp X-Ray also pretty good. She's going to be in a Cronenberg film called Crimes of the Future coming out
Oh, my.
in next year, I believe. Um, if you want to watch a Alien ripoff, Underwater is actually not the worst movie to try to be Alien. Um, uh,
I just realized something funny.
Into the Wild, Still Alice, like yeah, Kristen Stewart. Funny thing.
Hold on one second. I'm going to mute myself. I got to yell something to Dan.
Okay. I I'll carry on with the Batman. The sound. So piggybacking off of the car chase. Um, the sound design during the entire film, and especially the car chase, is so immersive. They really play with the speakers to push from the right to the left of the theater and forwards and backwards, depending on where the action is. Just incredible sound design. The movie's edited in a really interesting and like thought out way. It's edited like so methodically. Every edit feels so planned and like pointed towards something. Um, like I just the texts are so good. The production design. Also say this is my favorite Gotham depiction in film.
Yes, I agree.
I think that this Gotham, especially the again, it's not that much of a spoiler. There's a club, and the production design that is great, and how that fits into the world of Gotham. Um,
And don't get me wrong, though, I do love me some Dark Knight because, of course, it was filmed in Chicago, and as a native Chicagoan in ish, I love that. But I know that's not really Gotham. I just love it because it's Chicago.
yeah, honestly, Dark Knight probably one of my least favorite Gotham. Like I'd even though I think The Dark Knight is a far superior film to Batman 1989. I'm not really the biggest fan of Batman 1989. I think the Tim Burton movies have a stronger Gotham.
Mm. Oh, I love that Gotham. I mean, again, I'm not necessarily saying that the Dark Knight's Gotham is accurate at
Yeah,
all. It's not accurate to what Gotham is. I just love watching it because I love it because it's
Chicago.
Chicago. That's the only reason.
I was going to attempt a Chicago accent and decided against it. Oh, I forgot. I can't believe I forgot this one. Another Kristen Stewart recommendation. Happiest Season, one of my favorite Christmas movies.
There you go.
All right, back to Batman. So yeah, Pattinson's great. He really works for this Batman, I think, for
I
this
agree.
type of Batman. Like people have said that he isn't a great Bruce Wayne, but this isn't the Bruce Wayne that we're used to. It is a very different take on Bruce Wayne, and Robert Pattinson is perfect for this type of Bruce Wayne.
Well, also, I don't think that this is a spoiler or it would not diminish anyone's experience. This is the movie that has portrayed the greatest quantity of Batman versus Bruce Wayne. The title of The Batman is so appropriate. Like, it's the
Yeah,
most appropriate title for a Batman movie ever because it is primarily focused on Batman, not necessarily as balanced of a depiction that we've usually seen as Batman versus Bruce Wayne. And so I really enjoyed that because that is so new and so fresh. And
yeah,
I thought that the parts of Bruce Wayne we got were accurate to the time in his life that they are wanting to portray. And they give us an idea of what the evolution of the character will be in the future. And I really liked the Pattinson of it all a lot. Like, I didn't really think I was watching Robert Pattinson after
oh
just
yeah,
a few minutes of the movie. I was like,
100.
oh my, oh, this is what I'm getting.
Yeah, um, yeah, he's phenomenal. I mean, yeah, Maddie says sitting alone in a dark room wearing eyeliner while Nirvana's playing. I finally relate to Bruce Wayne. Yeah. Also, okay, so this is one of the things. It isn't that well. Is it a spoiler to say that? No, I just won't do it.
Here, you know what?
Um,
Type it in the private chat, and then I will give you what my opinion would be, yay or nay,
all right.
on its spoileriness.
But the Penguin, Colin Farrell, is phenomenal. Like the makeup and hair is kind of insane. Um, and like especially so this morning, I just rewatched After Yang, my favorite film of the year so far. I loved it at Sundance, and uh, his transformation is just ridiculous. Um, so yeah, he was great. This is something that a piece that I think I liked more than Mara. Zoe Kravitz is my favorite Catwoman, and it is not even close. Um, I I agree, and I know Mara, you said in our talks prior, that her performance felt a bit one noted, which I would agree with, but what that one note worked very, very well for me. I thought that she was so like just like incredibly charismatic. Um, and like I think that she hit a lot of her emotional beats really well. So yeah, I just loved Zoe Kravitz in this. Um,
By the way, I would say that the what you said in the private chat, I would say that I would say it's, as long as we don't talk about why that
okay,
is the way it is, that it's fine.
yeah. So the Penguin, as good as Colin Farrell is, isn't really important to the narrative. Again, we won't say why. But he very easily could have been taken out of the film, and it wouldn't have really mattered. Aside
Yeah, they
from
could have easily put the parts of consequence that he did have onto another part or character.
very easily, especially
It does
considering
feel like it
people that
was
we remember. Yeah,
really just establishing his character more so than
and it's
us
world building,
needing his
but
character.
yeah. Um,
But still, though, it was weird watching it because it's like, I know who it is. I cannot like, even like the like when someone does an accent, you still know what their voice sounds like. It didn't even sound like his own voice. It was
oh yeah, it was
so weird
really
because
weird.
he was a totally different human being.
Hmm. Yeah. Um, Jeffrey Wright is just good as always.
When
Um,
is he not?
Paul Dano crushed it. I thought that Dano was very good.
I feel so
One,
bad for him because I feel like he is going to be forever typecast as a total effing freak. Like, he's just never
yeah,
going to get out of that. And I mean, it's wonderful to be able to like have the spectrum to do something so dark in the various movies he's been in, but like, man, poor guy.
like, and quite honestly, I don't know. This is the first Paul Dano performance that I've really like loved. I haven't been the biggest fan of some of his work in the past. He's a very good director though. He did a film called Wildlife. Have you seen it?
I haven't.
It stars Carey Mulligan and Jake Gyllenhaal. And
Wow, how have I not seen this?
it's very, very good. It's just it takes place in 60s Montana, and it's like about like a forest fire, and yeah, it's really good. He absolutely crushed it. It got into the Criterion Collection, I believe. So pretty good to get your debut feature in Criterion. Garth does point out that there's going to be a Penguin TV series showing his origins. So
Yeah, I wasn't sure if that was like
confirmed.
out there, but yeah, that it felt like this was a lot of setup for people to watch that show.
Yeah, and then the GCPD series with Jeffrey Wright. So
I mean, they should have made that years ago.
honestly,
Those words are so perfect together.
yeah. So yeah, like overall, like there's a lot to love here. People have complained about the length, for various reasons. And all my problems with it, which I'll get into in just a second. He like the length didn't really bother me that much. I didn't really feel the length at all, even.
I
And I
mean, I
think,
didn't feel it as I was watching it. Like I was kept interested the whole time.
yeah, I think that's a testament to the editing. Like that I don't think, I don't know, it didn't really feel like 3 hours to me. Um, Maddie points out that Andy Serkis is also great, but what's new there? I mean, yeah,
Yeah, I was going to point that out. Like the one thing I'll say is that they are setting a real high bar for Zaddy Alfreds because between Jeremy Irons and now Andy Serkis, like you only can cast a very attractive male to be Alfred now. Like we're past
yeah,
the Michael Goff stage, like even the Michael Caine stage, like we're past all that.
yeah, yeah. Who's your pick for the next Alfred? Like
Ooh.
10 years down the line, let's say. Who is the next Alfred? Um. Oh, okay. You know who I would like to see?
Who?
Maybe like 20 years, but give me Tom Hardy Alfred in like 20 years.
Okay. Okay. I was thinking there's a couple that come to mind depending on how far down. Like it would have
Yeah,
to be like basically when they're the right age for it.
yeah.
Um what about
Oh, Maddie says Pierce Brosnan.
I think he might be too old now.
That's very true. What do you think Narnia says Timothy? I mean, I'll never complain. But might need to give him 30 or
Ooh,
40.
okay. Okay. Now granted, he would have to thin out just a little tiny bit, but like 20 years from now, Henry Cavill.
Okay.
Like, you know,
Okay.
he would drop the bulk, but he could still be fit. But like 20 years from now, when he's in like his mid to late 50s, because I think he's like 38 or something, that'd be dope.
Yeah. Cam saying Tim Roth. Yeah.
I don't know. After seeing
Resurrection.
yeah, Resurrection, I think that he might be too old now. Because I
Gus
was
says
like,
that,
when did he get old? All of a sudden he was just old.
yeah. Just became old.
Even though I love
Um,
Tim Roth though. He's great.
yeah. Garth says I also love this is the second time Zoe Kravitz is Catwoman. She was Catwoman in Lego Batman movie. That's a question that could definitely come up in our friends at a movie trivia place.
Movie trivia, I've never heard of it.
No, I don't know. I only do. Well, there was no good joke to make there. All right.
Oh, but as far as its length goes though,
Oh
I
yeah.
was
Yeah.
interested the whole time, but I do think that it would have been a little more effective if it was a little tighter. Like, for example, if the penguin stuff just didn't exist, then I
Yeah.
think the movie would have been like optimal. But I don't think that it was bloated. I just felt like it wasn't optimally timed. But I was kept interested though. I wasn't bored.
Yeah, yeah, 100%. Um, World
That'd be funny.
would be very funny. Um, yeah. Um, so okay, I'll get into some of my negatives now. I feel like it's fair to potentially
Oh,
jump
can
in.
we
I
just
mean,
one more time talk about how that score is such a banger?
okay, yeah,
Like
just one more time. Yeah.
the thing is, the thing I like about it is that it is just another example of music does not have to be overly complicated to
Hmm.
be gorgeous and beautiful. I think it's just as much a display of talent to have something as simple like, okay, think about like Terminator. It's so iconic, like do 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 do. It's simple, but it's iconic and it's amazing. And like the score of the Batman, overall, its main primary theme is simple in its design, but it's effective and the way that they use it and the way that they transmute it. And it's got, you know, a softness to it when it needs to be soft, and it has like a biting to it when it needs to bite.
Yeah.
So incredible. I love the score to this movie so much.
Oh yeah. It's so good. And I guess I will touch on the screenplay briefly. Because like I think it's pretty clever when dealing with all the mystery stuff.
Hmm.
I think especially in the first 30 minutes, as there's a very fun wordplay thing that also has to do with something being in a car. That was very, very fun. Uh,
Hmm.
that somebody there was an audience reaction. Um, so yeah, it was pretty fun. But I have two big problems with the movie that have bothered me over the past couple of days. Garth, yes, the Riddler was amazing. Um, so first problem is that I think that this film can like it doesn't go for an emotional hook for engagement. You have to be engaged in the mystery story that it's telling, and that's how you have to get hooked into it. But for a 3-hour film, I didn't really feel that emotionally connected to any of the characters except Catwoman. She was the
See, and
only
it's
one that
funny because I didn't really feel connected to her as a character
okay.
very much at all. But again, that's just a difference in like how does
Yeah.
something hit you? It doesn't mean it's right or it's wrong.
But and but just like overall, because like the places where that the emotional connection to Catwoman was working for me weren't really fleshed out that much. Um and I just think overall this movie feels a little bit cold and hollow. Just from an emotional um standpoint. Like I think all the mystery stuff really, really works, and if you're going to be engaged with that, that'll work. But like I don't know, just like a lot of the character work, like and it's weird to say because like I think that they do very interesting stuff with the character of Bruce Wayne and Batman, but just not on the emotional plane, I guess. Which I like to be emotionally attached to my characters in movies, and I like when movies make me cry, and this was never going to be anywhere close to that, I guess, for me.
Yeah,
So
pretty much only Animals in Peril makes me cry. Human beings, I generally don't emotionally connect with at all because I'm a monster.
I mean, I wouldn't say that. It's like there's like yeah, usually it's like it's sad tears. The only time where it's been like it just like overwhelmed was like Mass. That movie was just like just hit in all the different places, and I don't there wasn't anything that particularly got me by like sadness. It was just like or like happy crying or whatever. It's just like all of that movie is so overwhelming. Like everybody needs to watch it. It's
It's so
so
good. I
good.
mean, it's such a it's the part it felt incredibly authentic, and it's the part of the aftermath of something like what happened to the people
Mhm.
in that movie that we don't see in movies. Like
Yes.
we see the happening of what happened, not the
Yeah.
aftermath of what happened, and I really really liked that.
So yeah. it's so good. There's another movie that deals with very similar themes that came out on HBO Max called The Fallout.
Hmm.
Um, that's incredible. That like my top four of the year so far is Fresh, The Fallout, After Yang, and Shot Real Smooth. So those are my recommendations. But yeah, no, The Fallout is really good, especially in tackling mental health in teenagers. And we follow the teenagers in an aftermath of a similar incident. And just the mental processing that goes through everything with that, and it's really beautifully done. It also has a scene of a parent and a child screaming things that they're upset about in a forest, which after Come On will always make me just like be very like emotionally overwhelmed. And Come On is streaming now, I think, and everybody needs to watch that too. I'm gonna throw out all the recommendations, but yeah, like the Batman, safe to say, didn't connect with me emotionally in the same way as some of the others that I mentioned at all. Um, and the other thing that I had a problem with is I think that this movie is very confused about the political commentary that it's trying to make. Um, it felt like it was like it early on. It's really going for some stuff, especially with what it was saying about there's some stuff it says about Thomas Wayne as a character, and Bruce Wayne has to reconcile. And I don't think it's that much of a spoiler to say, but he reconciles with, how being an an orphan with, millions, potentially like billions of dollars, like being an orphan with a lot of money is very different than being an orphan with, being in an underfunded orphanage with like 40 other kids,
Yeah, I mean,
and
they
being
talked about, the Wayne Foundation's involvement with orphans in The
yeah,
Dark Knight Rises. So, I mean, yeah, it's a way different thing to be Bruce Wayne the orphan instead of like,
yeah,
Joseph Gordon-Levitt's character, the orphan.
right. And I think that's talked about in an interesting way. I think that talking about how money can, potentially mess people up, and how the need for more money and the how the world is built, with Thomas Wayne is also like really interesting, and I really liked a lot of what it was saying. I really liked a lot of the material that they were giving to Zoe Kravitz Catwoman. And I thought a lot of the arguments that her character was making were very compelling. And then in the back half of the film, it feels like there was like an option for them to continue going on with all of these themes that they'd set up, and about like political corruption, and how the politicians and like corporate elites can look down upon the people, and it's like set of like posture as that like they care and not really care, especially in the fictional city of Gotham where there's a lot of poverty and it's not a great city, and how people try to look for something and it doesn't, like the politicians just don't care, and the rich people just don't care. And I think there was an option for them to continue with those themes, and I think a lot of them were walked back because I feel like by the end of the film, we're told to kind of place the trust back into the politicians in the system, rather than for the people to continue to like understand what was wrong with the system. And I don't know. It felt like it had some really interesting ideas. I mean, Matt Reeves said that he wanted the film to be very humanist, um, which I think is great, but it didn't. And I don't know if maybe it was a studio thing, but there was also just some very obvious like plot points and lines of dialogue, um, that were like very on the nose and kind of going against the themes that the film had set up prior. And like I think inherently with Bruce Wayne, the character being a billionaire, like it kind of, we don't really see that part of it. So I think like within the film, a lot of it works, but still knowing that Bruce Wayne is a billionaire, um, there's some stuff with how it ends. It just felt weird considering what we know, that we know who Bruce Wayne is, even if like, the people that he's helping in the characters in the film don't know that Bruce Wayne is Batman. It came across like kind of distasteful to me and weird. So I don't know. It just, and this is all subtext, and I want to watch the film a second time to fully gather my opinions on it. But there was just a lot of stuff with the political commentary that it was trying to make that just rubbed me the wrong way, considering what it set up and then how it was pulled off in the second half. But that I'll get off the soapbox. That was my TED Talk. Thank you.
Well, one thing that was super interesting, by the way, so this happened to me when I saw Last Jedi as well. So Last Jedi, the guy was in front of me, but in the Batman, the guy was next to me, like mega, like overly enthusiastic person, like
Yeah.
gonna clap at anything that's clap worthy, even if no one else does, like hyper emoting and like just mega ultra crazy fan, like not like
Mhm.
crazy in a bad way, but just like really nth degree reactions to
Yeah.
everything, who got up not once but twice during the movie. Once just to go get something to drink again, and another time I am thinking it's a bathroom break just based on the volume of liquid. But there's one very important moment that informs a lot of the story going forward. There's a revelation, some information we get from Catwoman, a very important piece of information
Okay. I
to
think
the
I
rest
know.
of the movie. And he wasn't there for it. And I'm thinking to myself when he gets back, I'm like, are you going to even understand exactly what's happening after this? Because you missed like one of the most important parts of the movie because you had to pee. It was just
Yeah.
so weird. Like in Last Jedi, the guy did the same thing. He got up like twice. And it's like, you know how long this movie is. How are you leaving? And I think he missed the Holdo maneuver. And I was like,
Oh,
how are you? And it was opening night for both. Well, it was like the fan preview night at the
yeah.
TCL, but it was opening night for Last Jedi. I was like, how do you do that? How you clearly bought this ticket in advance. You clearly were excited about it. You're
Yeah.
clapping when no one is clapping. You are just like the most excited person. And then you leave and you miss the most important parts of these movies. How are you doing this? It was just, it's, I'm not like criticizing the human being. I'm just saying I don't understand the human being.
I
Like
don't
that's it.
understand.
I
Yeah.
don't get it.
Yeah. Yeah. It yeah. Yeah, Andrew says even the Nolan movies had those elements about having the power to eavesdrop on the public and seek out criminality. Yeah, I think considering the nature of Bruce Wayne as a character, it's just hard to tackle the political elements that the Batman wanted to in a way that would come across as genuine, I guess, to me. But yeah, more thoughts if we do a spoiler talk, and I'll be able
Oh, I
to
think
touch
we'll
more on
definitely do a spoiler talk
yeah.
because I really want to break some of this stuff down more specifically. I promise it won't be like the No Way Home spoiler talk because that was a lot and I know it was,
Yeah.
but I also had a lot of fun with it.
Yeah. I talk and I'll plug briefly. I had like a 40-minute conversation or so on my channel about the film where I go a little bit more in depth on some of my ideas and opinions on the film. Just with some stuff I go into, there's definitely spoilers within it. So if you would like to check that out, that does exist. But all of this to say, like, I still really enjoyed the movie. It's still probably like a solid 8.5 for me. I don't think it's like a masterpiece. I don't think it's anywhere close to being the best Batman film. But I think it has a lot of my favorite elements in a Batman film. Like, I think it's my favorite Batman score, my favorite Gotham in a Batman film. It has my favorite Catwoman, but just like as a complete cinematic experience, it isn't my favorite, but it's definitely top 3, top 4. So
Yeah,
I quite enjoyed it. It's in my top 5 of the year so far. So
I'm getting my bath right now. He's been licking my face.
nice.
He missed me. He missed me because he's a good boy.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a good boy.
Yeah, because there's definitely some stuff with the Riddler that I want to talk about that goes into some of the points that I was making.
Oh, hi, sweetie.
So.
Oh, by the way, I forgot. I have something I have to show off later at the end, but I also can't get it because I have a cat, so Dan has to get it for me. So I'll have him get it after we do the letterboxd game.
Well, yeah. So do we want to finish reading the nominees? Then we can talk about some other movies because I really want to talk about Fresh. Even
Fresh. We have to make sure that we don't talk spoilers about it though, because
Fresh. Yeah. No, let's just do it now.
Okay.
The look, it isn't like the most brilliantly written screenplay in the world, but the direction is phenomenal. Like every single piece of it that was, because I won't lie, I had a very fun time with it. I laughed at multiple occasions. And I think, as Mara said on Twitter when she first saw the movie, don't judge me as a person because of that once you see the movie.
Well, also, my tweet, please, anybody that watches Fresh, please go back and read my tweet about it, because there are some hidden messages in that tweet that you will not, that they don't look like they're spoilers. They don't look like anything. But when you've seen the movie, you're like, oh, I get what you were doing there. I get what I picked up what you put down.
Yeah. It's a lot of movie. It's on Hulu. I know, at least for
Please
our
watch
American viewers. I think in the UK it isn't on Hulu until March 18th.
Just get a VPN, guys. It'll be fine.
So,
and then you can watch it from America.
yes. Or
Hashtag not
piracy.
sponsored.
No, I'm just kidding. But it's so good. Sebastian Stan and Daisy Edgar Jones are great. It's like, if this sounds appealing to you, I saw it as Promising Young Woman meets Get Out.
Yeah.
And I think that's not too spoilery. I mean, if you've seen the trailer for it, or even like a poster, like, I don't think it's
please
too
don't do
spoilery.
that. If you don't know anything about it, I'm serious. Just go in blind, because that's how Dan and I went into it, and it was so good.
So yeah, it's such a roller coaster of a movie. Those are the brief thoughts on Fresh. All right, let's go through these final nominees. We can do letterbox game. Mara, you and I can maybe give some recommendations based on what we've been watching recently, which could be fun.
Yes.
And then, depending on time, we might do some more fun stuff because we like doing fun things. But the nominees for Best Supporting Actor are
Jared Leto.
I wish that I had the ability to mute you. Can I remove myself? I don't want to be associated.
I couldn't help it.
I don't want to be associated with this. Goodbye. I resign from the basement.
Oh my God, he actually left. I was just joking. I'm not going to let him back in when he comes back. So yeah. I was just joking with him though. On my ballot though, when I was filling it out, I almost just put him on there just to mess with Trevor. Like, because we were going down, we have this big Excel spreadsheet. And when we were going through the list, I almost just put him in there just to mess with him. So that way he'd be reading them and we'd be talking. And then he'd be like, Jared Leto. And he'd freak out. But I didn't, because I'm sometimes a nice person. He's still not back, by the way. This is something. So, yeah. Well, how about that? Oh, he's back. He's back. Do we let him back in? I would like a vote from the audience, because he's the one that decided to leave, and I want to make sure I honor his choices. I appreciate his autonomy as a person, so I wouldn't want to take that away from him by adding him back into this, unless I feel like the audience wants it. So please tell me if I should allow him back in. No one is telling me this, so Trevor, I'm worried for you. I'm worried for you, buddy. Even if one person will say, bring back Trevor, I'll bring him back. Maybe. Come on. He's like the heart and soul of this. Yeah, all right, good. Good for you, though. Honestly, bravo. I did not see that coming.
I mean, you don't say that name around me. It's not okay.
I understand now.
Yeah, it's. Did you see? Okay.
I'll leave you alone now.
Um, Best Supporting Actor: Ben Affleck, The Last Duel. Um, fellow Razzie nominee to the man who shall not be named. Can we just have the Spider-Man statue back?
Ooh, I didn't even see that one until
Um,
just now.
uh, and Andrew Garfield, Spider-Man: No Way Home. Speaking of, Simon Helberg, Annette,
Yes.
who The Big Bang Theory has been on our TV a lot lately, and he yeah, I'll never not see him as the guy from Annette. It's just I understand that he's famous for another thing, but he's the dude from Annette. Um, Also, didn't know this, massive Sparks fan, which is cool.
He is?
Yeah,
Oh, that makes him even cooler.
yeah. Vincent Lindon, Titan. Uh-huh. 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 Woody Norman, come on, come on. Just repeat what I did for Vincent Lindon. And Cody Smith McPhee, The Power of the Dog. There's a third one. Best Supporting Actress. This is like
Oh,
we this is like we did a lot of different stuff from the Oscars and supporting actress. Went very outside of the box with this category, and I love everything that we did. Zazie Beetz, 9 Days. Ariana DeBose, West Side Story. Polly Draper, Shiva Baby. Sally Hawkins, Spencer. Gabby Hoffman, Come On, Come On. And Marley Matlin, Coda. Now, Best Actor. Nicolas Cage, Pig.
yes.
Bradley Cooper, Nightmare Alley.
Yes.
Adam Driver, Annette.
Yes.
I need to bring down my Annette vinyl and like put it up somewhere over here because it's yeah. Andrew Garfield, Mainstream. Such an underrated movie that nobody, absolutely zero people saw. Aside from like us and then I think Sabrina watched it. Like nobody watched this movie and it's so good. It is so good, everybody. Also Andrew Garfield, Tick Tick Boom. And lastly, but definitely not leastly, Joaquin Phoenix, Come On, Come On.
By the way, uh, look who bought Mainstream. This
Nice.
guy.
It's so
So I
good.
want Dan to watch it. I mean, it's only a 94-minute movie, people. So I
Oh
mean,
yeah. And like
it's so good though. And
it's
he's despicable in it. Like, how do you know how hard it is to hate Andrew Garfield in a movie?
Andrew Garfield,
And I hated him.
like I'll be honest, I think that Andrew Garfield's my favorite actor. Just between everything that like I think that he's my favorite actor. Like guys, don't be scared from like Mainstream has a 33 on Rotten Tomatoes, a 36 on Metacritic. It's like I think it's only like 2 points above Space Jam: A New Legacy. Like it's terrible. The
Well, I
critical
think
rating of
maybe
this.
it's because honestly, like, I don't think a lot of people want to admit that because it takes a really hard look at streaming and content creators and algorithms and likes and clicks. And it's obviously hyperbolic, but it's
Yeah.
also not wrong. And I think that, since a lot of critics, someone who's sitting upstairs right now included, like, they are creating content on a digital platform
Hmm.
and their livelihood does depend on, people watching it. So, and he's not necessarily like that the way that they're being critical in the movie,
Yeah.
but I could see a lot of critics responding negatively to kind of having a very harsh light put on them and what they do, even if they are not at all like the people depicted in the movie.
And like
So
I'll be completely honest, like I get obsessed with like the numbers and the statistics and all the data analytics that you can see to try and like grow everything. Like it can get very addicting, but like yeah. I mean, I think that Gia Coppola is such an underrated director. Like I can't wait. This is only her second feature after Palo Alto, which is also
I
great.
really like that movie. It's
Like
weird and it's just so good.
once again, a movie that wasn't the most well critically received film. Like it was received definitely better at a 69 on Metacritic, but like still not the best. But like it's so good. Also, Emma Seligman cited it as like her biggest inspiration for Shiva Baby, which is
That
how I
makes a lot of
watched it.
sense, actually.
But yeah, she's great. I mean, yeah, Andrew Garfield is just he's so good. I mean, there's I like legitimately like the three things that I would want to go to college for are film, political science, and like data analytics and like statistics. Like those are my
The
three
funny
things.
thing is, calling you Mini Dan when you're only like 2.5 inches or 3 inches shorter than him is hilarious.
Well, age is but yes. Um,
Technically, if you get one more growth spurt, which is definitely possible, you could end up being taller than Dan.
yeah, I could. That could be a thing that happens. Um, but
You're
yeah,
already like half a foot, more than half a foot taller than I am.
yeah. But yeah, mainstream is so good. It's like what if Bo Burnham Inside was like a narrative feature?
Kind of, yeah. Oh my gosh. Oh, I kind of want to make like a weird mashup of those two things now.
Yeah, me too. I just I mean, Bo Burnham Inside is like I think that we'll look back on Bo Burnham Inside in like 10 years as one of the most like definitive pieces of art of this like generation. Like I quite honestly believe that. And like Bo Burnham's also just like one of my favorite like artists ever because it's just all of his things. He's doing the soundtrack for a Sesame Street movie and I could not be more excited.
Part of
I
me is like, how is he going to tone himself down? Like, but I'm
yeah,
excited.
I mean, I don't or will he have to? I mean, will it be like the Barbie movie that Greta Gerwig's doing and just like actually take like a very hard-hitting look at like a popular IB? I don't know.
Yeah.
Like or you could like I mean, for instance, like the Lego movie, like that's a movie that's like very accessible for kids and then I watched it again, uh like a year ago and it was like, "Oh wow, this is saying a lot and it's amazing like it's even more amazing now understanding all of the subtext um behind it and it's yeah I just Mara sometime I we need to like I because I need to share all the Bo Burnhams I need to I have Bo Burnham stuff more stuff that I need to show you. I'm glad
Okay.
glad that you watched Inside, glad that I
Loved it.
after telling you for
Dan and I loved it.
a long time. I'm annoying like that. Like if I don't ever become too close of friends with me because if there's something that I like, I will tell you to watch it like to the point where you just get so annoyed and just watch it. And hopefully you actually like that. Like it
I never
because
get annoyed. I always feel bad because we have to spend so much time watching other stuff that it's really
yes.
hard for me sometimes to squeeze in things. And every single time, like for example, you were like, we have to watch Shiva Baby. And of
Mhm,
course we did. We watched it together
mhm.
via video chat and we loved it. And, and then we watched Inside and there's been a couple other
Titan,
things as well, but I've never
mainstream I
been
told
like
you to watch.
angry at
Yeah.
anything that you've had me watch ever. I just feel bad. It always takes me so long.
But yeah, what were my recommendations to you this year? It was Shiva Baby, it was Bo Burnham Inside, it was Teton, and I think
Yep.
Mainstream was another one
Yes.
that I told you to watch. Yeah. I just I'll do that with all my friends. Like I with my co-host on Oscar Buzz, my other podcast. I'm sorry, I'm seeing someone else. It is but no, we sat down and like it was like 4 and a half. I love that. I love that. It was like 4.5, 5 hours straight, and we watched every Bo Burnham special back to back to back to back.
Oh wow.
And now he's a big Bo Burnham fan. Because it's like, I mean, also are like I'm still so mad that he was snubbed for the Oscar for eighth grade. But he because of that we did give he like we got one of my favorite acceptance speeches like ever at the WGA Awards where because it was him because they nominated six I think and they nominated him and then the other five Oscar nominees. He wins and says have fun at the Oscars, losers. And it's my favorite thing ever. But yeah, eighth grade is great. He was supposed to play Larry Bird in the Adam McKay show Winning Time that's coming up, but he had to drop out due to scheduling conflicts. But yeah, I mean, Promising Young Woman, he should have gotten an Oscar nomination for supporting actor in that because he does a lot. And like yeah, he's just great. And Bo Burnham's he's really cool, and I like Bo Burnham. And now let's go on to Best Actress. Where's
I
the
was going to
nominees?
say, yeah, we should make sure
Yeah.
we finished out best supporting actor, right?
Best actor. Yeah.
Or best actor. Sorry.
Best actress: Jessica Chastain, The Eyes of Tammy Faye. Rebecca Hall, The Night House, which I still need to watch.
Her performance is fantastic. The movie's pretty good overall, but like she's fantastic.
Renate Reinsva, The Worst Person in the World. Agathe Roussel, Titan. Kristen Stewart, Spencer. And Rachel Zegler, West Side Story. What a lineup. Brandy says, I think I've been watching Bo longer than Trevor's been alive. It'd be close. I think Bo started in 2006 on YouTube, so a year after I was born. Because he was born in 1990, and he started when he was 16. So he was 15 when I was born. I was 15 when I started this show. It's a thing.
We're gonna have to make sure we plan out something pretty epic for your next birthday as well, because I mean, what a show we had last year, and we should make sure we do something pretty epic.
Would you like to do anything for your birthday?
I've never heard of that. Next.
Okay.
I'm just like, I hope people know I'm not used to like my birthday has never been something that I've made a big deal out of for like family reasons. Not like I don't have a problem getting older. I'm very comfortable with how old I am.
Yeah.
But I'm like a fine wine. I only get better with age. But no, just generally, I would much rather if anyone would like to celebrate my birthday, the way I would like it to be celebrated is simply to tell me Happy Halloween on Halloween, because it's my favorite day of the year. So,
Okay.
just putting it out there into the ether. So
Fair. It's fair. Best ensemble: Don't Look Up.
yes.
Mass.
Yes.
9 Days. Shiva Baby. And Spider-Man No Way Home. What an eclectic bunch of movies we have.
And also just like interesting actors in all of them. Like really not a lot of overlap between them as well. Like just what a showing.
Is there any overlap? I don't think so between our 5 nominees. I don't think that there's any overlap.
Fantastic. Even better. Look at all of the people that we were able to recognize, at least nomination wise. God, probably like 40 people or something. 40 different people.
Yeah. All right. Best director: Kenneth Branagh, Belfast. Leos Carax, Annette.
Yeah.
Joel Cohen, The Tragedy of Macbeth. Okay. I actually want to ask you about something with Joel Cohen to see if you did something on purpose. Julia Ducournau, Titan.
Okay.
Steve Spielberg. You put Steven. I don't know why I said Steve. Steven
Stevie
Spielberg.
Spiels.
Stevie Spiels. West Side Story. And we actually nominated him. Denis Villeneuve, Dune.
Yeah, we actually nominated him.
Yeah. So 2 things. One, I have to show you, and everybody, I highly suggest you check out the Oscar Expert, because they're funny. Their reaction to Denis Villeneuve getting snubbed is one of my favorite things ever. And we'll watch stuff. I love how part of the show is just us telling each other things that we're going to do off of the show.
That's true.
Also, so you spelled Joel Cohen's name Cohen.
I know. I realized that I was like, I did it the Jewish way. That's how you would typically spell that, and so I totally messed that up.
I don't know if I've told this on the show before, but it was for that reason that Bill Murray signed on to do the Garfield movie. The writer was Cohen, Joel Cohen, and he thought that it was Joel Cohen, and he signed on to do the movie thinking it was Joel Cohen, and it was a different Joel Cohen, and then he was stuck being Garfield.
Yeah, I think I've done that every single time I've ever written down his name forever, and I know it's wrong, but my brain tells me it's right, because I've probably met like 30 different families of Cohens in my life, so they all spell it that way. Oh, what a dummy.
And finally, the nominees for Best Picture, the big one.
Oh, can I insert one small thing?
Oh, yes, before.
Fun fact, by the way. So, the winner of Best Director at the HCA Awards last Monday, a
Yeah,
legitimate tie.
I was
But guess
watching
who
live, yeah.
tied, everybody?
Well, should I guess because I already know?
Yeah, you can guess because you already know.
Okay. Denis Villeneuve
Yeah,
and
who wasn't even nominated at the Oscars?
Jane Campion, who's going to
And
win the
Jane
Oscar.
Campion. What a
Yeah.
difference. But yeah, so take that, Academy.
Also, Guillermo del Toro saying to present all 23 because you should. Also, but now they want them to cut even more. ABC, like there was an article that came out. ABC told the Academy that they have to cut at least 12 categories now, otherwise they'll be taken off the air.
Dumb.
Yeah. So like, what would be the 10? I'm assuming just probably international director or international documentary, animated, score, song, and then wait, no, it would just probably be scores. No, because they already said no to score. So it'd probably
Which
be
is
song.
heartbreaking to me.
It would probably be song, animated, and then the big 8. Just 10 categories. Like,
that's dumb. Like, that is not the reason why the masses are not watching the Oscars. Whatever. It's stupid.
Yeah.
Also, by the way, the HCA's the best speech of the night, I think, was by Guillermo del Toro. By the way, he gave a fantastic speech.
Very close second by Andrew Garfield saying that he wanted to kiss everybody on the mouth.
Oh yeah, and also dropping F-bombs like it was World War II. You know what? It's not a show unless I somehow bring up World War II, right?
Wait, have you been consistently mentioning World War II? I don't remember this.
Then clearly you haven't been paying attention.
I do the Twilight Zone music.
No, although funny story though. So I was doing some like TikTok things that there's a trivia show or something that you may have heard of, and they're diversifying. So you might see and you might want to follow the Movie Trivia Schmodown on TikTok, and you might see me there at some point. And one of the things we were talking about was something about movies that mean a lot to you, etc. I don't want to spoil exactly what the thing is going to be, so I won't give you the exact prompt. But as everybody probably knows, my very favorite movie ever is Schindler's List. And I was like, maybe I shouldn't bring up the Holocaust in this. Might bring down the fun, right? So I picked a different movie.
Yeah. And just as are we supposed to drink every time Mara mentions World War II?
Have you heard of the atomic bomb? Take a drink. I'm joking. Also, by the way, still really didn't like in Eternals how they did that. Anyways, let's move on.
Best Picture. Best Picture.
Yep.
The nominees.
Yep.
The big one. Annette by Lewis Craft. Come On by Mike Mills. Don't Look Up by Adam McKay. Dune by Denis Villeneuve. The Power of the Dog by Jane Campion. Shiva Baby by Emma Seligman. Tick Tick Boom by Lin-Manuel Miranda. Teton by Julia Ducournau. The Worst Person in the World by Joachim Trier. And West Side Story by Steven Spielberg.
What a collection. Also, we nominated Tick Tick Boom.
Yeah, Academy. Like, I love our lineup so much more, probably because we made it up, but still. Yeah. Also, we did something very weird.
And Trevor died, and that's how he died.
Don't know what that was, but 2 of our best director nominees, Belfast and Tragedy Macbeth, we didn't nominate in picture. We reverse green booked them.
We did. So would that be since let's see, hold on, wait.
The most recent one was.
Is it orange that's opposite green on the color wheel?
I think so.
Oh no, orange is opposite blue. Yellow is opposite green, I think. No, that can't work.
I'll let you like.
Oh no,
I
yellow's opposite purple. Uh,
I
is
was
green
just gonna
opposite red? Red, that's it.
okay.
So we're the red magazine. We
The
read
red
magazine.
magazine. I was gonna well I was just gonna say like Thomas Winterberg because another round because that
That's also fair.
make a
Sorry, my brain is really bad with colors, partially because I'm color deficient, but
well that
whatever.
makes sense. Um, so those are the nominees, everybody. Um, yeah, I'll put those up on Twitter and then we can make a poll for the audience vote.
Also, by the way, I found the TikTok boom, which is the documentary about TikTok. I found it to be rather lacking.
I've heard negative comparisons to the social dilemma on Netflix.
Yeah, actually, that's a very fair way to say that.
All right. Well,
I need to
is
get started physically constructing our kitties
yeah.
because we do have the first round of ballots have been submitted and locked in. A good amount of our categories are already decided. There's going to be some revoting, and I'm also waiting on a couple of votes in categories where people wanted to finish watching all of the nominees. But yeah, I better get started.
Yeah, and yeah, I don't think next week, but maybe the week afterwards. We'll figure out a time. But yeah, we'll have the live show. Bibiani, Sabrina, they will not know what won.
Yep.
Which
And by the way, we're also going to be. So I'm physically constructing. The plan is a kitty for each winner, and we will be. Each one of us is going to keep one that we find very special, but we're also going to be auctioning them off if anybody would like that kitty to be their very own. So please stay tuned for
fun,
that.
yeah.
If something wins in a category that you feel very passionate about, and you would like that kitty, we can get you that kitty, but
Yeah.
not this kitty. This kitty stays here.
Yes. Considering I know what one of the winners is, I know which one that I would like.
I know which
Um,
one you want. I know which one I want, though, so that's fine. We get first pick. It's our show.
Yes, obviously. But that's well, where is a random
Should I get Dan
Dan
Murrell?
Murrell around? Yes.
Okay, hold on.
All right. In the meantime, I'll say what I was watching. I just recently. I finally finished Hawkeye. The
Oh,
last
yeah?
episode. Yeah, I liked it. It was fun. Um, rewatched After Yang
Oh, by the
today.
way, I love that we nominated Andrew Garfield for Tick Tick Boom, Mainstream, and Spider-Man No Way Home in
I feel
acting
like we should
categories.
have just done Isa Tammy Faye as well. Like,
Oh, man, we should have. Well, you know what? Technically, because he's a nominee in the cumulative performance of the year.
performance
So
of the year.
technically,
Yeah.
we're acknowledging him in Eyes of Tammy Faye by the
Yes.
nomination there, at least.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I also watched Molly's Game for the first time today.
Hmm.
It's fine. Aaron Sorkin's not really for me as a director. I didn't. It's okay. I thought that the Trial of Chicago 7. The more that like I rewatched that recently, and it's fine. I didn't like being the Ricardos. I don't know. I don't think Aaron Sorkin's that great of a director.
I didn't love Molly's Game partially because they were trying so hard to convince me she's a really, really good person. And she just did something that was
Well,
illegal. And I was
she
like,
was
you could have
part of
shown me she was a
yeah
really good person instead of consistently telling me she's a good person.
yeah.
And so it was really off putting because it's like, I can understand good people that do bad things. Like, that's a very common thing in society and in movies. But I just didn't like them like smacking me in the face with how good of a person she was.
Well, she was involved in the production process. Like she sold it to them, and she worked with Sorkin, and Sorkin's her favorite writer. And it was just like, oh, also speaking of like nihilism, because I feel like that's kind of like implied. Madonna is going to write and direct a movie about her life. About her life, like Madonna is writing and directing a musical biopic about herself.
It sounds
And
fantastic.
it looks like right now the front runner, the star in it is Florence Pugh. And
Oh my.
I feel so sorry for her. Like, I'm sorry, Florence. I rewatched Eternals, and I will I'll just say it. You can look at my MCU rankings on Letterboxd, but Eternals is my number 4 MCU movie, and I will not back down from that. Oh, I finally watched Cyrano because Cyrano finally came out, and it was fine. Like, nothing
You
really
know,
notable. It's fine. I thought that like Dinklage was fine. I thought that the cinematography was very good. Oh yeah.
Look what I got when I was in Los Angeles. So, for people that don't know, this is not the movie trivia Schmodown Champions belt. This is the Schmobates belt that I was fortunate enough to happen to win from the amazing debater, Ben, the very big boss Bateman. So we did a trade. I gave him some cookies and he gave me the belt. So I will cherish it and keep it safe until someone challenges me, because as I've pointed out many times, I can't defend a belt very clearly. So I'm probably not going to be able to do it. So
I'm sorry, but Cam Chef's comment that
which one? Hold on.
Madonna more traumatic than Midsommar.
Oh, ha! That's funny. It was right behind the webcam. I couldn't see it. Oh, also, a little other show and tell while Dan is getting set up. This was the Mitchells versus the Machines thing, and it's actually hold on. It is addressed by hand to one Dan Merle.
Wow.
Yeah. Hold on. I'm gonna move my mic because it's in the way. Nope, I'm not gonna move it. I'm just gonna take this back.
That's cool.
And then really cool. This is going to be really hard to show off because it's so big. But this is hand signed.
Yeah,
I know. I know.
Okay, but now that you have that, you have to watch at least one other Jane Campion movie.
That's true. That's fair.
just anyone, like I'd say Piano is probably the best, but like at least do something like, oh, Jane Campion's she's such a good filmmaker. She's so good. She just she understands movies in a way that I don't know any other filmmaker. Like she just gets it. That's like the dumbest, like, you know, most like elementary way to say it, but she just like she gets movies. She understands how to make movies, and it's great.
By the way, I gotta say, like, I'm not, and I think everyone knows this, I am not very like trigger happy about the topic of feminism. But I didn't feel like Sam Elliott's comments whenever you're talking about someone and you say that woman over and over again, instead of maybe that director, that filmmaker, or, you know, using her name, it didn't hit me very well as far as why he was criticizing, especially because, like, someone pointed out, this was not an original thought. We all saw it online, but it's like, what does he think spaghetti westerns are? Does he think they were made in Montana? Like,
and it's just,
I don't know.
I don't know.
It didn't hit me the right way.
I'm a minor, so I won't swear on the show, but it's like, Jesus Christ, Sam Elliott. Like, I don't.
Also, why not?
Oh, speaking of things that I was mad about, I watched Forrest Gump and I thought it was really bad, and I did a Twitter thread, so you can read that. I won't repeat what I said there, but it wasn't for me. If you like it, I'm glad, but it didn't work for me at all in any way. So,
well, you know what? We actually have a question here that I think one Dan Merle can answer for us rather than me answering for him.
I have not done one, but I am planning to do, for those of you that may be listening, it was asking about a review of Mitchell's versus Machines. I did not do one, but I plan to review all of the films that are nominated for Best Animated Feature and all the films that are nominated for Best International Feature in one video very soon on my channel. So you will see reviews for movies I haven't done, like Encanto and Mitchell's versus the Machines, and also standalone reviews for movies like The Worst Person in the World and Drive My Car, which have not yet been on my channel. And I want to try to rewatch a couple of them too. So,
have you been able to see Lunana Yak in the Classroom yet?
It's the only one I haven't seen, actually.
Okay.
That's nominated. So I gotta check that down and watch it.
Yeah, I've been trying to find it. Is it streaming anywhere? Because I really want to see it. Like, I'm pretty excited for it, considering, like, okay, yeah, it's $7 to rent. So I might watch that because it piques my interest.
Yeah. Classroom.
Also, thank you, Kim, about Forrest Gump. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. I'm kind of mad that Raya was still nominated, just because like it's I don't know, it's such like a boring pick. Like I wish they would have gone for something like Summit of the Gods
Or
or
Belle.
Belle. Yeah, Belle would have
Belle.
been
Oh my
great.
God.
Yeah,
Like,
Raya was fine. It just wasn't. It's okay.
yeah. I mean, and I obviously would have preferred to see Titan get an international, but what can you do? At least it got quite a few nominations. I think Ducournau got nominated at the Caesar Awards and BAFTAs, so a bit of consolation. But
Yes.
like
Thank you,
said,
Garth.
yes.
It's from Maria, one of my wonderful patrons, sent me this shirt.
Marie, no, I'm not
Yeah,
gonna.
because she 100% like knows exactly the thing that would be Dan's favorite shirt. That is like one of his absolute favorite shirts now.
I know. I'm already wearing it out. I got to get another one.
Great
I'll find
shirt.
one. It is a
But-
great shirt. It's very comfortable too.
Maria also sent
Yeah.
a wonderful shirt celebrating the parts of my heritage that are North African, and I love it as well.
Mm-hmm.
Nice. Dan, speaking of other things that you love, transitions. Let's talk about Batman.
Let's talk about Batman. I love talking about Batman.
A movie came out.
Mhm.
And we talked about it a little bit, but we are going to do a letterboxed game of the Batman franchise. Mara,
All
Dan,
46 of them?
no. So
Okay.
I will specify the ones that I have counted in here. So 1966 is Batman the movie, which is actually kind of good. Batman 1989, Batman Returns, Mask of the Phantasm, Batman Forever, Batman and Robin, the Nolan trilogy, Lego Batman movie, and The Batman. So I've just counted straight Batman films. So no Batman v Superman, no Justice
That's really
League.
homophobic, Trevor.
I honestly though, like Robert Pattinson, like maybe, but
I'm sorry, I'm so mean.
but yes, the regular Batman. How can I not? The
Titles that
The
reflect the singular nature
the
and focus of
theatrically
Batman.
released solo Batman film.
yes, no gay Batman movies, sadly.
Honestly,
right.
one day we
What
should.
are Batman and Robin and Batman Forever doing in there? Joel Schumacher was a very out man, and I love the flamboyant. I actually do love the style that he brought to those movies, even if I don't like movies so much. It's it was different. They're
It's
different.
vibrant.
I'll give you that. Very vibrant. Yes.
Yes. Yeah.
Good
But
boy.
are you ready?
Yes.
Never been
Or-
more ready.
Some sexuality ambiguous Batman.
Mm-hmm.
Your first one is 5 stars. The review is 5 stars for Cillian Murphy's little judge bits.
Little judge bits.
They
That's
said
definitely
Lil.
Dark Knight Rises.
Lil.
Lil
Bits.
judge bits. Yeah,
If
that
means
would,
anything.
unless they were seeing something in that movie that nobody else saw, or there's like a director's cut, that would have to be Dark Knight Rises, because Cillian Murphy does indeed do some Lil judge bits in that movie. So yes.
Locking that in.
Yeah,
I
I'm
think
locking it
so,
in.
Yeah.
You guys would be correct.
Nice.
5 stars. Someone loves that movie.
Wow,
I mean,
for
it's not as
that,
bad as
that's like
people
a-
say it is, but 5
that's like-
stars. Interesting.
That's like 30 seconds of a nearly 3-hour movie. It really was powerful for that person. Death by exile.
All right, next one. 4 stars. Count me among those few who prefer this to any of the Nolan films.
Okay, I feel like that has to be one of the Schumacher movies, probably, or one of the Burton movies, but I don't know which one,
Yeah,
and I want to wait.
It's too early. Yeah. We're
Okay.
gonna have to put a pin in that one.
Okay. Are you guys taking notes or anything of what you've guessed?
I am taking a
Hold on a
note.
second.
Yes,
Okay.
as we go.
I have this notebook, full of notes.
Mara,
All
what's
kinds
a
of notes.
notebook? I'm confused.
Well, you see,
So,
Trevor, we
Trevor,
used to write
before
things
you were
down on
born,
paper.
there was something that happened. They cut down trees and they ruined rainforests in
Mhm.
order for people to learn things in school.
Luckily, we don't do any of that anymore.
Yeah, no, kids don't learn shit anymore. Oops, sorry.
Oh, I just meant we don't cut down rainforests anymore. Thankfully,
I'm pretty sure we still do that, sadly. Okay.
You know, I actually, I was very into notebooks. I got lots of notebooks and filled them up very quickly. But it's the rainforest it's a thing.
Yeah.
All
not
right,
like in a 7 kind of way, right, Trevor? Not that kind of notebook filling. I just want to make sure that I don't
I
need to
can
be
neither
concerned
confirm
for
nor deny anything.
okay.
No, next one.
Do we need to call your parents?
Yeah.
Preferably not. 4 stars. Batman. Batman is the world's greatest detective because he can draw a smiley face on a photo with a Sharpie.
Draw a smiley face on a photo with a Sharpie.
4 stars. Batman is the world's greatest detective because he can draw a smiley face on photos with a Sharpie.
I feel like I want to wait on this one.
Yeah, this one isn't locked. This one has. I have a. Yeah, this one hasn't locked in for me yet. I have a preliminary hunch, but not enough to even wager a guess
Well,
yet.
so do I. What's your preliminary hunch?
I want to say Lego Batman, because I'm trying to think of any other time when Batman would be drawing on a photo with a Sharpie.
Well, why don't we just put a pin in it, but not lock it in?
Yeah, I'm not locking anything in.
All right. Matt also says that he supports the Bat nipple suit, and okay, I'm here for it.
Fair enough.
All right. Next one. 4 stars. The movie version of the men will literally X instead of going to therapy meme.
Men will what?
Men will literally X. So like men will literally fill in the blank instead of going to therapy meme.
Okay.
I mean, you could really say that for anything.
True, but that's giving me some Batman Forever vibes, though.
I'm thinking perhaps Batman Forever because of Dr. Chase Meridian, one of the best character names of all time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we're gonna name our never gonna happen firstborn child Chase Meridian, whether it would be a boy or a girl.
Yeah, Chase Meridian.
Love it. So do you want to wait on that one or lock it in?
No, I'm waiting.
Okay. All right. Next up. Sorry, I have to keep on changing. I'm trying to keep these in a random order. But next up, 3 stars. Some of the most gorgeous neon lit, elaborately designed sets, matte paintings, and miniatures of the 90s.
Well, that's a Schumacher movie for sure, but I don't know which one.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's
possibly Batman and Robin, but
it's either Batman and Robin or Batman Forever. So,
all right. Next one.
Well, neon. Yeah. Sorry. Continue.
5 stars. Not a Batman movie.
5 stars. Not a Batman movie. These are difficult.
5 stars, not a Batman movie. That's what's interesting. I wonder if it's Batman Begins, maybe.
I was thinking The Dark Knight because that's the criticism is that it's a Joker movie. I'm gonna pencil in The Dark Knight there, but
that's a good
I'm not
call.
locking it in. I'm not locking it in.
No ink quite yet.
No.
All right. Next one. 5 stars. If you do not like this movie, I do not like you.
Well, that could be anything.
That's literally. I think that when you go on film Twitter, that's what it says. Is the motto of it.
Yeah. All right. Next one is 4 stars. Thomas Wayne. Bruce, why do we fall? Me screaming. So we can learn to pick ourselves up.
Well, that's Batman Begins, right?
That's definitely Batman Begins because that's the only thing. It's the only one time I think they actually do that. So I'm gonna lock in Batman Begins.
I agree.
You'd be correct.
Nice.
I just love the image of that person screaming at their TV saying, "We pick ourselves back up."
Sure.
All
Why
right.
do we fall, sir? So we
Four-
can learn to pick ourselves back up.
4.5 stars. But wait, it happened at C for Catwoman. This movie is a masterpiece.
That is
That's
Batman.
Batman the movie. Yep.
And I agree, this movie is a masterpiece. I hated it the first time I watched it. I've watched it 5 times since, and I think it's actually brilliant. So fun. All right. Next up, 4 stars. Batman and Joker should have kissed. See, not straight Batman movie.
Batman and Joker should have kissed. Well, I mean,
That means
that
that
narrows it down to 4 of the remaining ones.
I mean, that sounds like Lego Batman, though, because that's part of the whole thing.
Yeah, that they were going to kiss each other.
Well, no, like that, like you complete me, you know, like
Oh yeah,
you say that oh, what is it? That like I can't remember the exact lines, but you know, it's playing off of the idea of someone who doesn't want to be in a relationship with someone else, you know, even
Yeah.
though they care about them. You know, it's like, you know, I don't know.
yeah. I'm not going to lock it in yet.
Yeah, I'm not going to either, but that would be my leaning, possibly.
All right, and last one. We have 4.5 stars. MBGA, make Batman gay again.
Mhm.
Oh, okay, interesting.
So that's obviously up there with the other one.
Well, why don't we go back to? Do we want to maybe lock in the Batman Forever one?
I think that the gorgeous neon lit one is Batman Forever, and I think that make Batman gay again is Batman and Robin.
Well, what about the one that said like gorgeous neon stuff? That has to
that's
be.
what I mean. That I think is Batman Forever.
Oh, that you think it's Batman Forever?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, but 4.5. But that's 3 stars. Batman. Actually, no. I'm going to switch it. I think the neon lit thing is Batman and Robin, and I think to make Batman gay again is Batman Forever.
You really?
I could be overthinking it.
Why would you think?
I just think it's easier to give Batman Forever 4.5 stars than it is Batman and Robin. I don't know.
Well, here, hold on. Let's just think about this for a second.
Maybe I should just go with my instincts.
Well, wait. Out of all the things that we have not put a Tim Burton movie on any of these. We need to think about which of these things could possibly be a Tim Burton Batman movie. And then I think we move on from that.
I hope everybody else finds you guys working out the logic as entertaining as it is for me, because this is.
I mean, the Tim Burton movie could be. It could be the count me among those who prefer this to any of the Nolan films. It could be the movie version of Men Will Literally X instead of Therapy. It could be, if you don't like this movie, I don't like you. So these are really just a stab in the dark, honestly.
Okay, well then maybe you're right. Maybe we should I don't know. I have a feeling that
I'm going with my guts. I'm saying that the gorgeously neon lit sets and miniatures is Batman Forever, and I'm going to say make Batman gay again as Batman and Robin.
All right, now hold on. Let me think. I don't know if I agree with you. So if I'm going to go a different direction, I'm going to do it at the same time, so that way it's fair. So that way your answers don't influence my answers. Give me one moment. One moment, please.
All right. And then if needed afterwards, I can repeat all of the ones that you guys haven't locked in yet.
I took notes, so I know generally which ones are which.
I can also repeat them for the audience as well.
Of course.
Because it seems like you guys are pretty sure that these two are one of Batman and Forever and Batman and Robin.
I'm not sure as Dan is. Let me just take a look at this.
So some of the remaining ones are Men Will Literally X instead of Go to Therapy. If you do not like this movie, I do not like you. Batman and Joker should have kissed. Make Batman gay again. Not a Batman movie. Count me among those who prefer this to any of the Nolan films. Some of the most gorgeous neon lit elaborately designed sets, matte paintings, and miniatures of the 90s. And Batman is the world's greatest detective because you can draw a smiley face on photos with a Sharpie.
Oh, we can't forget Mask of the Phantasm too. I don't know if
Mhm.
any of these shout out Mask of the Phantasm.
No, these are all really tough. We got all the easy ones out of the way at the beginning.
Well, I don't know. Do we want to lock in not a Batman movie as The Dark Knight?
Yeah, I think I'm going to. It's the only one that makes sense to me.
I'm okay with that. So before we do the Schumacher ones, why don't we'll lock in not a Batman movie as The Dark Knight?
That is incorrect. That is Life One.
That stinks. Okay.
Okay, so it's not The Dark Knight.
All right. Well, do you want to go back to the gorgeous neon and make Batman gay again?
I just want to get those out of the way.
I'll go with you on that one then. I'll go with you with where you're going with that.
Locking it in?
Yeah.
Yes.
You guys are correct.
Wow,
Okay.
good job, Dan.
Well done.
So that leaves Batman, Batman Returns, Mask of the Phantasm, Lego Batman, and The Batman, correct?
Plus the Dark Knight.
And The Dark Knight. Yeah, and The Dark Knight.
How could you forget?
I erased it from my list because I thought that we had it correct.
Oh.
All right, well, we know the one that says, count me among those few who prefer this to any of the Nolan films. It's obviously not The Dark Knight. And I don't think it's Batman because it's too soon to say, count me among those few. I think it would have to also be a film that's somewhat derided in the sense of like, people like, oh, Dark Knight's obviously better than this. So that leads me to believe that that one is either Batman 89 or Batman Returns. I'm going to go out on a limb here. You don't have to follow me out here. This could very well break under my weight. But I'm going to say the one that says, count me as one of the few who refer this to any of the Nolan films, is Batman Returns.
All right, let me think. So we have Batman 89, Batman Returns, Mask of the Phantasm, Dark Knight, Lego Batman, and The Batman left, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
You guys are doing pretty good though, as far as your logic and reasoning. You're pretty close on a lot of them.
All right.
All right. Well, go ahead.
This is very difficult. I guess I'll go with you on that one, mostly because I don't necessarily have any better reasoning for that one, although that wouldn't have been the one I went to next. So sure, let's do that.
Okay. That is incorrect, but then your reasoning is sound. I think another thing, I'll count that as one hint, and you guys can ask me for 2 more hints.
Okay.
I think that's fair. 3 lives, 3 hints.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, to me, that makes me feel like it's Batman then. That it's Batman 89.
You want to go out on a limb with that?
Yeah, I'm gonna go out on another one with that.
Okay.
Are we locking that in?
Yes.
Yes.
That is correct. Yes, it is
Okay.
Batman
Well,
89.
good.
Got me among the few. So,
Dang
all right,
it,
that's
that was
another
kind of
one.
where I was leaning.
Only 1 life though. Only 1 life spent.
Mm-hmm.
While you guys are thinking for the next one, I would briefly like to shout out Texas Chainsaw Massacre as the frontrunner for Worst Picture for the Basement Awards next year.
I agree with that.
God, right.
Terrible movie. Just awful.
It's disgustingly bad. I mean,
Ooh. You know what? I wonder if maybe the whole person doing something instead of going to therapy might be the Batman.
I would agree with you, except for the fact that not a Batman movie now, to me, only makes sense for the Batman, because that's the whole thing is like, people like, oh, it's not a Batman movie, it's a blah movie. Like, I could see somebody on Letterboxd being like, I give it 5 stars because even though it features Batman, this is not a Batman movie.
Why are they British? I
See,
more
I
just
could
like
see
a
All Stars being, if you don't like this movie, I don't like you being the Batman more than that one.
maybe.
I mean, considering the fact that the Batman features more of Batman than any other Batman movie ever, and more than some Batman movies combined, I would say that that might not be true.
Also, welcome, Simon. Sorry you missed the first 118. We're midway through a Batman letterboxed game, and are very intense right now.
I'm just trying to think of a movie
no
where
Simon,
Batman
the
draws
Joker
a
does not.
smiley face on a photo with a Sharpie. Oh no, I got it. That is Batman Mask of the Phantasm, because there's the picture of the Joker before he's the Joker, and Batman draws the
Oh,
picture of him and turns him into
yes.
Joker. So yeah, that's Mask. So I'm saying the
Yeah,
one that's
you're
Batman is World's
totally
Greatest
right.
Detective because you can draw a smiley face on a photo with a Sharpie. That's Batman Mask of the Phantasm because I remember
You're
that
totally
scene
right.
now.
You are correct. Nice.
Right.
I was
Right.
waiting to see if that would trigger eventually. Nice job. Glad you
So
got
that leaves
one.
us with 4: Batman Returns, The Dark Knight, Lego Batman, and The Batman.
You have 2 more hints if you would like.
Well, do we want to say that Batman and Joker should have kissed as Lego Batman?
Well, I mean, we have 1 life left. Is that correct? How many lives do we have total?
You have 2
3
lives left. You've only
We have
spent
2 lives
1.
left.
You've only spent 1.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, we know that if it's not Lego Batman, then it has to be The Dark Knight because that's the only other remaining movie with the Joker in it.
Right.
So I say let's lock in Lego Batman. I agree.
All right. That is correct.
Yes.
Nice. Good job, honey. All right. So that leaves us with 3: Batman
Yeah.
Returns, The Dark Knight, and The Batman.
I wonder if you don't like this movie, I don't like you as Batman Returns. Movie version something therapy is The Dark Knight, and then not a Batman movie, if you insist, is The Batman. Although I personally think that it's if you don't like this movie, I don't like you as The Dark Knight. Not a Batman movie is Batman Returns.
I agree.
And then movie version is The Batman.
Let's at least lock in not a Batman movie for Batman Returns, because I could see that criticism being like, it's a Penguin movie, it's a Catwoman movie, but it's not a Batman movie. So yeah, why don't we lock in not a Batman movie for Batman Returns?
That's correct.
Nice.
All right.
So
and now
I think my logic is sound for the other 2.
So you think The Dark Knight is, if you don't like this movie, I don't like you? I mean, we basically get a free shot here because we've got 2 lives left and 2 movies left.
Yeah. Well, yeah, but let's see if you can get it on this one.
Yeah.
True.
But
I mean,
at
let me
point,
put
you
it
gotta
this
beat
way.
the game.
Can you reread the exact review for the therapy one, please?
The movie version of the quote, "Men will literally X instead of go to therapy," end quote meme.
Okay. And then if you don't like this movie, then I don't like you.
I think the therapy thing is The Batman, because that to me it sounds like he became Batman instead of going to therapy, whereas he's already Batman in The Dark Knight.
I agree. That's what I was saying. I agree.
Yeah, you're right. Okay, so we're gonna lock in The Batman for the 4-star. Men will literally X instead of therapy. And we probably should have guessed this from the beginning, that somebody would say, if you don't like The Dark Knight, then I don't like you, because that sounds very on brand. I think that's been said to me many times in comments, even though I love The Dark Knight. So let's lock that in.
Didn't you say it was your favorite Batman movie?
I did, but people still like, you mildly criticized The Dark Knight, you suck.
You are correct on both of those 2. You beat the game.
Nice.
Only lost 1 life.
Nice.
Congratulations. Yeah, no, I threw that in there because Nolan fans are very toxic. Nolan fans are
They can be.
No, they are. That's a true statement. Think about any conversation about Dunkirk. Think about any conversation about Interstellar. Yeah.
Tenet.
Even definitely Tenet.
Yeah.
Inception. Like there's so much toxicity around people talking about those movies, whether you like them or you don't like them.
Yeah. Yeah, but that was fun. You guys did a really good job with that. I made it a little bit tougher, but you guys were still able to logic your way through it. Just with this with a couple of things like the Dark Knight thing I left in there, the Batman one, the not a Batman movie for Batman Returns. I made it guessable.
No, those were
Definitely.
good. It was a
That
very
was
good
a fun
misdirect.
one.
That
Yeah.
was good.
Maybe. Ooh, well, I was thinking maybe we could do a Pixar one for next time, but I know you guys aren't as familiar with Pixar.
Well,
I'm
Dan
somewhat
is much
familiar
more familiar with Pixar than I am.
Okay.
You've seen every Pixar movie. I haven't, but I might be able to help.
Yeah, exactly.
Nick, no, they're not worse than Snyder fans. I would. Well, it's close actually.
I'd say that honestly, I'd love to see toxic Snyder fans and toxic Nolan fans fight.
Yeah, no, I'd be down for that. I wouldn't generally condone violence, but in this instance, let them let them fight it out. I
I'll
also
let you
wanted.
two have that.
Oh no, I just want to watch. I don't want to participate. I don't support toxic fandom of any kind. I think that allowing people to talk about what they like and don't like is part of what enriches the idea of movies and movie fandom. So no, I don't want to participate. I just want to watch.
I love this from Simon. If I was a toxic Nolan fan, I'd win arguments by just shouting the Nolan. Blah.
That's fair.
Yeah. There was a thing on Twitter a while ago. It was like a cafeteria, and there's like a bunch of different directors at each cafeteria. And it was like, which table would you sit at? And there was one with both Greta Gerwig and Christopher Nolan, and I just want to see how Greta Gerwig approached Nolan's trends as far as dealing with women in his film. I would just want to sit in on that conversation briefly.
Yeah, it's a very weird. We talked about that with Honest Trailers. Like, there's a lot of dead wives.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would never
Nolan-
marry the guy. Just saying.
Well, he produces all of his movies with his wife.
Yeah, but I'm just saying I wouldn't.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's I don't know. I'd love to see someone like Greta go after him for that, because that would be a fun conversation to listen in on. Probably wouldn't
Yes.
engage, but yeah.
Fly on the wall.
Yes. But I think that is the show. Brendan just mused him on Twitter. That's yeah. That is the show, though. I think it'd be very funny if the Academy muted all the Snyder fans on Twitter for Oscar's fan favorite. I'm just saying.
That'd be funny.
But
hey Dan, while you're here, do you want to plug some recent changes that you've made to your Patreon?
ooh, yes.
Yeah, I'd love to. So I made some changes to my Patreon. Thanks, everybody. No.
No, see, you actually
Yeah.
have to leave. I actually left earlier. You have to fully commit to the bit, Dan. I mean, come on.
I have to fully commit to the bit and leave. No, I did. I made some changes to my Patreon. As I try to find where's my window? I lost my window. What? Where's the thing? What am I looking at? Hello? There we go. I lost the window. Yeah, I made some changes to my Patreon. I actually dropped prices, and it's all in effect now. So if you go over there, patreon.com/Dan Merle, you can find, I now have a $2 tier, which is like, general support, and also you get access to overall posts that I make on Patreon, as well as trailer reactions, which I don't do usually for YouTube because I'm not very emotive. We did one for the new Fantastic Beasts movie, and I think people found out very quickly why, but people are interested in them, so you get to see trailer reactions.
We didn't hold back. So
yeah, I'm just not a very emotive person. I'm not a very good YouTube person when it comes to trailer reactions, but you can get them over on Patreon if we're a $2 a month patron. Then if you're a $5 a month patron, you now can be part of the movie club every month. So you get to watch the movies and join in the discussion with everybody else, which is a lot of fun. And also you get a Schmodown commentary every single month and access to our Discord. So a lot of stuff there on that $5 tier. And then there's a $25 tier, which is our producer tier, which used to be $40 and is now $25, which gets you voting rights in movie clubs. So you get to vote along with the other producers for the fourth movie that we watch every week, which means, you can band
Every
together
month.
and every month. You can generally pick whatever movie if you, kind of get together as a group and decide which one you want to watch. Also, a monthly hangout, a Zoom hangout with the producers. We all just get together and chat, kind of like we're doing right now. Hang, talk about what everyone's been up to, what movies have you seen, what TV, etc. We've been doing it for a couple of months now, and it's a lot of fun. So you get access to that, and it's a good time. So yeah, part of my plan has always been to sort of adjust pricing as we go, and I've gotten to a point now where YouTube's kind of picking up and everything else, and so I was able to, I trimmed down some of what people weren't really using and was able to drop prices over on Patreon, which is great. So we've had several new patrons sign up already, and we'd love to have
the
some
goal
more,
was always
especially
to make it more accessible, to be able to grow that community, and between the fact that we're focusing a little bit more on bringing back some YouTube programming that we previously had to put aside based on obligations to other projects, being able to streamline some of the Patreon benefits that weren't being used overall can actually end up enriching the community by people in these very trying economic times being able to be part of that community. So in a way, it's kind of a win-win. So if anybody that may have previously been unable to participate would like to try to come and experience some of those benefits at a much lower price, we'd love to meet new people, hear new voices, see new people on the Discord. So yeah,
we love to. So it's a lot of fun. We'd love to see you over there.
100%.
Trevor, would you like to plug your other shows?
Yes. As I said, I am seeing someone else, and I apologize to everybody here. So I do a weekly Oscars podcast, Oscar Buzz. We talk about everything in the world of film awards, and it's fun. Today we talked about HCA, talked about the ACE Eddie Awards.
Oh, you talked about the HCAs.
We did.
Any hot takes? What did you think?
I mean, I love the acting winners. I love Andrew Garfield and Kristen Stewart winning. And then Coda just picking up more momentum.
Yeah, crazy.
Yeah. I think it's gonna have to win WGA, which is very possible since Power of the Dog is ineligible. And then we'll see what happens at PGA and Critics' Choice.
Yeah,
if Coda can win there, it'll be interesting. And then also King Richard won the ACE today over Power of the Dog and Dune, which was pretty shocking.
Wait, really?
Yes.
Yeah.
So
that's weird. Okay.
So I don't know. King Richard won drama, and then Tick Tick Boom won comedy musical over Don't Look Up. So some upsets at ACE, the Eddies. And like I don't know. I think it's gonna be the second year in a row where we see. I'm sorry, Nick. But I think it's going to be the second year in a row where we see both of the ACE winners not win at the Oscars, because last year it was Trial of the Chicago 7 in Palm Springs. We didn't see either of those things happen. So
no, we did not.
Yeah, but no, we'll have our updated Oscars winners predictions coming out soon. I will say one of my biggest hot takes is I think that Coming to America is winning makeup and hair.
I've seen it. It seems to have some momentum.
Makeup, it won 3 awards at the Makeup and Hairstylist Guild, and like in the past 7 years, the film that is like at least one of the movies that won at the Hair and Makeup Guild has won the Oscar, and the winners this year were Coming to America won 3, and then Cruella won 1. So until the stat is proven wrong, then Garth, doing.
I was actually going to ask if you had some more coming out.
Yeah, I'm working on some smaller clip stuff right now, focusing more on the podcast side of things. But yeah, they're always fun to make. And then also I am quite an emotive person. So I do react to award nominations and winners, usually pretty emphatically, because I get excited
and
about
fake nominations that make you leave.
Yeah. Well, again, you don't.
Did you hear about that, Dan?
I heard you begging Trevor to come back, or telling people they had to vote him back in, like it was Survivor or something.
Pretty much, yeah. So Trevor begins announcing our Best Supporting Actor nominees, and I just brilliantly say Jared Leto for House of Gucci, and he leaves. He just straight up left.
Yeah.
Not walked off screen, like left the stream.
Is it over?
It's over, yes.
Okay. Yeah, but anyways, I do things over there. I'm on Twitter if you want. I mean, I don't really do that, but if you want, I'm on Letterboxd. You can see everything that I'm watching. And then I also recently became a certified critic at Banana Meter, which is a fun Rotten Tomatoes alternative. So been doing stuff over there, which has been quite enjoyable. So it's a new upstart. It's mostly made up of film Twitter critics, people that host different podcasts, run their own blogs. So, but it's been a fun time starting being one of the first members over there. So
you're an initial banana farmer. No,
I think we can move past that, and Mara can outro the show.
a test monkey on the banana meter. No,
Okay, I like that better.
Yeah, you're a test monkey for the banana meter.
Well, guys, seriously though, everyone go over and make sure you're supporting Trevor. I mean, I can only imagine what it would have been like if like Dan and I grew up in this sort of an era of accessibility for film, and Trevor's got such a great, well-rounded palette for film. So please go support him there, because in 10 years, he could be doing some really great things, and you'd be able to be like, I was there at the beginning and I supported him and it helped him and blah, blah, blah. So please do that. And even if you don't have time to watch or anything, you can always share a link. Trevor tweets out what he's up to, so you can always just give him a little retweet if you want to. And yes, we will make sure that we get one out there for Trevor's channel. Absolutely.
Yes, there will be a thing.
I'm basic. I'm here. I will I will continue to be here. I'm also I'm over there sometimes. And oh, Dan, I was going to actually ask you that one picture that you were working on for me. Can you bring that up actually, because I was going to give people a little view of a little more of an insight into.
Do you want the wide shot or the closer one?
I don't know.
I think
How about send me both and then I'll choose.
Oh, hang on,
if I can do that, or do you just want to pull them up on your computer?
Here, I'll just pull up on my computer here.
Okay, so there's. I'm sadly ready for Tom Hanks to become the new man who shall not be named with Elvis.
Oof.
Because that looks like a hot mess.
I don't know. I have no idea what's going to happen with that, but man, I'm curious. Okay, is everybody ready for this?
Ugh.
I'm going to assume that the absence of any response means yes. So so we've got a whole thing going on. So
let me
by the way, that very likely is going to be my new profile pic.
As it should be.
I have one of my favorite sentences I've ever spoken is, Dan, I'll be right there. I am steaming out my cloak.
Oh, you can also get an exclusive preview of tomorrow's charts with Dan, because as you see some of my tabs open there at the top there for my Photoshop. Yeah.
But yeah, so
there you go.
I actually got that crown 3D printed specifically for the shape of my little tiny head, and I hand painted it. I also hand painted my Tesseract, which is not featured in the pictures, but was featured briefly in the little teeny tiny clip. And no, actually, this was something that was developed before. I don't know why that was done during that match, but no, this persona was developed before then. So technically, he copied me.
Yeah, he's a Mario.
I can't confirm that.
Hey, no, you know what? Maybe the variants are teaming up. Who knows? I couldn't possibly say.
But no, I can confirm that.
Maybe I shouldn't have even said that.
Mara told me about this idea probably back in like August. August or September.
That was why I dyed my hair green.
Yeah, this has been a long time coming. This has been 6, 7, 8 months like in Mara's brain. So this is.
I mean, the idea was that it would be debuted last season as part of me playing. I just didn't get to play anymore. So But yeah, hey, you never know. Variants are a rare and beautiful thing. So maybe there's something to do with that. Inner Geekdom champions that are variants. How on earth could that develop? I don't know.
Well, thank you for watching, everybody. And we'll leave you with that. Oh, look, Go. We got the rumors going.
Ooh, let me put it this way. Whether I'm joining anybody, because I don't have to. I don't know when that would possibly be announced, but I'd stay tuned.
Wink.
Wink. All right.
Same
So
week, same
we're
bat channel.
we're in 2 hours and 20 minutes now. So we're just very shy of the Batman's runtime. But why don't we wrap it up by simply saying thank you everyone for waiting us out. It was a really rough few weeks.
Yep.
I got my 4th COVID shot, so I was real ill. But please consider, if it's something within your health spectrum that your doctor recommends, please get vaccinated, please get boosted. When the CDC comes out with another booster recommendation, please do that. It's worth being sick in bed, because I'd rather be sick in bed than sick in a hospital bed. So if you're able to be vaccinated, please get vaccinated. That's my PSA. Sorry, everybody, for I'm not politicizing it at all. I'm just saying, protect yourself. We want you to stay healthy. So, okay, bye.
Bye.
Buy more, because I haven't done the thing yet.
Let's see.
There we go.
Again.